Diving into the world of Alliance Insight here and testing out our near old dear friend, this new Ryzeal. Alright, we have some Alliance Insight here yet for you guys. Check out friendstradingcarmit.com down below, enter MCO40 and save your purchase. So this is my early messing around with ideas out here for Ryzeal. I want to talk about some of the changes that we're probably going to be making here for Pure. So, yeah, if you guys smash the crap out, subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more house content. So we are playing the triple EX. This is still going to be the best card in your deck. That part is not going to change. It allows you to send from the extra deck to immediately find an answer to your opponent's cards, which is very, very important. If you are not expecting this card to attempt to find you an answer, I think you are doing it wrong. Post Alliance Insight, sending twins with this feels a little bit weaker. It also is going to depend on, how many hand traps you walk into and how well your opponent actually opens up. We are doing triple sword still. Sword is still going to be the best normal summon next to ice that you can possibly have. The big thing with this is you just need it to be the extender to do your thing. There is going to be a lot more bouncing you're going to have to deal with, so maybe sword might not be getting off as much, because if you go EX into the sword and your opponent bounces the EX, well, bad news for you, you're not getting this special summon because you don't have a Ryzeal on your field anymore or in your graveyard. So that's going to be an interesting little choke point that this deck's going to have to try to overcome, but it is an important one nonetheless. And then, of course, we are doing triple copies of Ice here. You already know how good Ice is for being the extender. It gets everything going. Now, with Ice, we now have this guy right here. So this is Star Ryzeal. He kind of fixes pretty much most of the deck's problems, because having your duo drive being shut off, we've all kind of learned that if you don't get into the cross, your deck is going to have a bad time. So we have a couple of interesting effects here. So we can detach a Exceed material from an Exceed monster on our field to special summon this from the hand, which is, alright. But the thing we care about here is if this is special summoned from your, yes, you can special summon it from the hand by detaching one. But if this card is special summon, period, this is not going to work on normal summon. Unfortunately, if you do have to core normal summon this, kind of dance around, it's not going to work. But on special, off of, anything, including Ice here, it lets you set a Ryzeal spell or trap card from your deck, which gets you into the cross, which means that, you can actually normal summon the Ice now, go into this, set the cross, and kind of have that extra layer of protection to make the detonator to kind of spin on around a little bit easier. That was the whole purpose of, this card. I cannot make an argument for playing more than one of this right now. I think one is fine. I'm still doing things like Sakitama to have the little extenders to do things, but it's just an extra body. It's just going to stink when, you kind of open it and you're like, oh, anyway. We are still playing the one copy of Node. This does not change. Node is still a fantastic card for your deck. Still, obviously you're not going to be able to special summon this off of the Ice anymore for the kind of free value that you had. But, we can now get into this. So now we can play the whole thruster again and kind of fix some of those problems. I'm still playing the one Sakitama in this. While we still have multiple copies of EX, I still think having this as the little extender just helps out some of the worst possible hands you could have. Also, there's a lot of situations that, if your opponent chokes you out, you need the Sakitama to get the extra body on the board just to be able to do something. So, especially in the earlier example I used with the firewall bouncing back, depending on if you can get more extenders going, this can actually just kind of help you do that. So, don't underestimate Sakitama. I guess there's an argument for, like, Aratama and things like that too in the deck if you really wanted to go down that route, but it's not worth committing the extra normal summons to unless we lose EX. If we lose EX, then it's a completely different ball game for what we can do. We are playing triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This card does not feel as impactful as you want it to be. Still being able to cut off a key search can get you places, which is really, really good. But certain matchups might not be that great. I think that this is still me and my friends still kind of go back and forth on this card. I think Valor is a very good card. I think, especially if you're playing in a very Ryzeal dominated area, being able just to have this to answer something is very, very good. But there will be times, if your opponent opens up the cross, they kind of play around this a little bit, which is fine. You just want to be able to use this as a choke point if your opponent doesn't have anything else. That's the reason why I've loved Valor as much as I have. I am still playing one copy of the Ogre. I don't think that this card is bad. It comes up. There is an argument for playing Nib, which, we will test that. I'm also still playing the one copy of Droll and Lockbird here as well. I've loved the one Droll. It is one of those cards that, since we are playing cross out, being able to cut off your opponent feels super good if they attempt to Droll you on the cross out. Then we are playing triple Mulcharmy. This card is good when you draw it. If you don't draw it, it's Cry Central. I was formerly testing the Perulia in here. I'm sure many people remember that. I put in the new Ryzeal just to kind of take their place, and I think that worked out. We are doing 2 copies across. I still think that this is fine. I don't know what else I would want to put in besides maybe like more Mulcharmies. But since I am doing Desires, this works out. We are doing the one copy of Plugin. This does so much stupid stuff for the deck, man. We're still playing Triple Bonfire. Searching for EX is so stupid. It just feels so good. We are doing Triple Crossout. I think that there might be an argument to shift these around into the side deck in the future. It'll be a kind of wait and see moment depending on how the meta goes, but there's just such a big situation in the meta where you want things. I might put Called By back in too. That's a discussion. We've also got your good old Triple Tactics talents in here. I still think that the one of this is very, very cool, but it feels like that the ceiling of this card is not as good as it should be. We've also got your triple copies of Desires. I really want to cut this to 2. The more I've been playing this, the more that this card just does not feel all that good. We've also got your triple Imperm here. This does not also feel impactful. And then we also have your one Ryzeal Plasma Hole. You can also now search this off of Star as you're going down the combo line, which is really, really good. And that's fine. All right, extra deck here. So we're still doing 2 duo. This never changes. We're still doing this. And then, of course, your 2 detonators. Still doing the Cowboy for time. And in case, you got to go down the 7200 combo line to end the game. Dweller, I don't know why this card still is legal, but thanks, Konami, for just giving me free wins against bad decks. Exiton Knight for the board clear. Still really good. Still doing the Castel. This comes up in a lot of situations that you just need to clear something. If you want to side the Featherstorm, that's up to you. We've also got the Tornado Dragon. If you're playing against Runic and things like that at the locals, that's good. This is the oh crap button. Something went wrong, so you have to pull this on out to answer things. We also have your Light Dragon at Ignister. Once again, some extra protection and the ability to answer things. We are doing 2 twins still, just to put the pressure on your opponent. We all know how good that this card can be. 1 Meteor Logic, and then we are playing 1 copy of Zeus for the board clear. So, question of the day here. With the format, Alliance Inside, and what we're expecting out here, is Meowls going to be a card that you are going to want? And I don't, if Malice tips the scales and makes Perulia, more worthless than it actually is, then yes, 100%, you are going to be looking at this card to try to, help out and handle the issues of the meta. I think that Cutting Desires is probably also going to be, or at least cutting Desires down a little bit. It'll also be seen, how the new Mitsurugi stuff will kind of evolve Ryzeal a little bit further, depending on those variants. But I am thinking that this is going to be a mandatory side card for, just to make sure that you can draw as much as you can, try to find those cards to try to stop your opponent. Outside of that, nothing really changes in Ryzeal. Star is a fantastic addition to the deck. We don't give a crap about the new trap card. The new trap was not good whatsoever. This is just another extender to go. If this could detach from the opponent's monster, I would be in heaven. and it would be one of the most broken Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever printed. But for now, we just are stuck here with an extender that interacts with Cross a little bit better. So check out friendstradingcarmint.com down below, enter code 40 and save your purchase. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.